All right, guys, welcome to the Utah Jazz postgame show on the Hoops Nerd channel. Tonight, the Jazz get another win, 5 in a row for Utah. Tonight, beating the New York Knicks, my second favorite team, the New York Knicks, who we're going to talk about right now. Knicks fans, I want to say one thing to you. This loss is hard. These are the losses that hurt. You're in the final stretch, guys. You've got 11, 12 games. And I know this happens seems like every year with the Knicks. But this is the year that you want to be doing this, because there's a guy named Zion Williamson that's on the other side of this season. I want to tell you a little story. There's this coach that the Utah Jazz had. His name was Tyrone Corbin. He was not a good coach. And I know a lot of Knicks fans probably aren't that familiar with Corbin because the Jazz were bad when he was the coach. But here's the reason why he was bad. One, he wasn't good at winning games. Wasn't good at really doing anything. But two, he wasn't good at losing games. Not good at losing either. And so if you're going to be a team that's going to be bad, especially back then when the lottery wasn't weighted like it is now, be bad. Be terrible. Lose bad. Lose games. Don't screw things up by winning games. Although you did win against the Lakers, and maybe sometimes you got to sprinkle in a nice little win by blocking LeBron. But Zion Williamson is legit. Come to Zion, sing the hymns. Because if you get Zion in New York, it changes your franchise forever. So don't feel bad about this loss. Mitchell Robinson looks actually pretty legit. There's some comparisons here with Utah, actually. Everything changed for Utah with Rudy Gobert. People will talk about Gordon Hayward and this and that, and it's not that big of a surprise that the Celtics aren't any better than they were last year with Gordon Hayward coming back this year. He doesn't look that different to me. Everything changed for Utah with Rudy Gobert, and the reason is defense. Rudy Gobert changed the Jazz from literally the worst defense in the league to top 5 off defense in the league. So you go from worst to first, and defense wins. If you don't have a very good offense, but you have an elite defense, you can win. Mitchell Robinson can do that for the Knicks. So that's something to be excited about for Knicks fans. This is a guy. And now you can get a Zion Williamson, who you could probably pair with Mitchell Robinson. Both will grow together. What a cool backcourt that would be. Or front court. And then Kevin Knox, I know people are giving Kevin Knox a hard time. Knox is going to be fine. He's going to be really good. When you have someone like Zion Williamson come to your team, it energizes everybody. It changes your franchise forever. The fans get into it. Players get into it. Players want to win. Next year, if you get Zion Williamson, and that's who I'm rooting for to get him, is the Knicks, that's amazing. Plus, you're probably getting Durant and Kyrie anyway next year, so who cares? You're going to be good. For the Jazz, just got to be happy for Donovan Mitchell to come back. Second year to come back to New York. Just play really well in front of his family. This honestly was glorified practice because the Knicks don't want to win. And the Jazz want to come away without an injury and not too much wear and tear on the team. No one played more than 28 minutes. Donovan Mitchell played 28, scored 30 points. 12 for 20 from the field, 5 for 9 from 3. He's incredible. The Jazz have their stud. The Jazz have our Zion Williamson. It's Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. And it's perfect. And it's great. A lot of players played really well for Utah tonight. Everyone did, really. It's not that hard to play well against the Knicks. But one player that's not getting enough credit, I think, and we kind of take him for granted, is Jay Crowder. Crowder is legit, and Crowder is a special player for 2 reasons. One, he stretches the floor. I know he's not an elite shooter. If he was, he'd be making $30 million a year. But he's able to play the 4, stretch the floor. The offense flows while he's on the floor, and he's able to take the wear and tear of the 4 spot. So when Derek Favors moves over to center, Jay Crowder can play the 4. Jay Crowder can play the 4 with Rudy. It really is an underrated aspect of the Jazz's cohesiveness of the team, that Jay Crowder can play off of both those guys. He's built like a truck, so the wear and tear of an 82-game season does not wear him down. That's a big deal, guys. That's a big deal. That is the reason that Thabo is not our starting power forward. Because in some ways, he's probably a better player, maybe just a little bit better shooter, defender in some ways, steals, fast break, cutting, things like that, probably a little bit better. Jay Crowder is just a beast, and you can peg him into that spot. It keeps the cohesiveness. He is durable as could be. Like, how many times has he been hurt this year? Have we ever even got a whiff of an injury? He's an absolute truck. And you can count on him every single game. And, you know, if Favors goes down, if Rudy goes down, guess what? Jay Crowder fills that hole because you can either slide Rudy or Derek into that center spot and then have Jay Crowder. So fantastic to have Jay Crowder on this team. Go tell Jay Crowder he's awesome. He deserves it because he's just a freaking stud that takes care of business and protects his team and is awesome and has probably the best hair on the team. Guys, like and subscribe this video. If you like this stuff, share it on social media. I will talk to you later.